Sir is Director General Swarnim Startup and Innovation University, Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Total industrial and academic experience is 22 years with 75 research paper publications and 85 research paper presentations. Sir has also contributed in innovative teaching learning process by designing and implementing academic strategies, coordinated, supervised, and lead many continuing education programs sponsored by various state and central government funding agencies. Sir has delivered 50 plus scientific and motivational talks at various educational programs, including implementation of Industry 4.0 in various industries. Today, Dr. Ragin sir is going to talk on emerging technology in pharmacy and healthcare. So I now request sir to please enlighten the participants with the fruits of your vast experience. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Let me allow to share the screen so that I can share the screen. Actually, it is disabled.
Yes, sir.
So it is always feel great pleasure to have an interaction with the Anand Pharmacy College, Dr. Tejal Gandhi, Srimati Jyosna ma'am, and all the staff members, the energetic staff members. So thank you very much, ma'am.
It's our pleasure. You are always with us. Thank you so much for accepting invitation at such a short notice, and always you are with us. So we are considering you and Chagan Bhai sir as a part of our family member only of SRKSM.
Thank you, ma'am.
We are eager to hear you.
Thank you, ma'am. So I think my screen is visible.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
sir.
visible.
Yeah, your screen is visible, sir.
Sir, make it slideshow.
Just wait a minute.
Yes.
I think એક જુદું બટન દબાઈ ગયું છે મારાથી.
ઉપર ઓપ્શન છે sir, I think.
Yeah, I will
Yes, done.
So now the screen is visible and my voice is also audible.
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. I would not waste my time and I will start my presentation of new emerging technologies in the healthcare and pharmaceutical industry. Now, the topic is somewhat new to the audience, but many of the audience heard about the 3D printing and the other technologies. But with this, the basic aim is to enlighten the audience to take this opportunity of new emerging technologies as a career and as a profession. So this is what my attempt is. Now, when you think about the industry revolution, then the first revolution is with the steam engine. And when steam engine discovered and then it is supported by the various transportation means or a steam power or a weaving looms, and the industrial revolution goes on, and the earning of the people increased at that time. After that, when the second revolution is related to the mass production, when the electric energy is utilized for the mass production, that was the second revolution. When computers were invented and when the electronics has been implied to the industry in association with the mass production, that was the era of third revolution. And at present, whatever we are living in the world, that is the fourth revolution, and it is called as Industry 4.0, where the artificial intelligence, data analytics, robotics, 3D printing, AR, VR, that is augmented reality, virtual reality, Internet on Things. These are the technologies which are leading in the fourth revolution. And see, likewise, the pager is obsolete. Likewise, we can say likewise the pager, the fax machine is now have a very minimal use. So even in the industry, whatever technologies you are seeing, that will be obsolete within a 5 years. The technology is changing at a very fast rate, so you have to adopt with the technology. What this technology has an impact on the pharmaceutical industry and the healthcare industry. So 3D printing, artificial intelligence, robotic, VR, AR, IoT, and blockchain are the significant technologies which are pitching to the healthcare and pharmaceutical industry. Now we will see this technology one by one. The first I would like to start with the 3D printing. That 3D printing is called as additive manufacturing process. It is also called as layer printing. Now, when we think about the 3D printing, then the things come in the mind that whether it will be resemble like a 2D printing, or what we are see at present. We have a printer in our office. We are seeing the image on a computer like a Word file, Excel file, or a other file, and then when we enter a command print, whatever we are seeing on the screen, it will be printed on the 2D paper. That is what the 2D printing. Now in 3D printing, likewise, the whole object will fabricated in the printer, layer by layer. So that is what the technology is. First of all, let us visualize this technology, then we will discuss the technology. If anyone, I am just running the video, and you see that video, and I think audio will be there. So you raise the hand if the audio is there. So this is what the 3D printing, it prints layer by layer. And you see the layer by layer, the printing is to be done. Now you see that just I would like to check, Chitna ma'am, the voice is audible of the video?
Yeah, sir. Both is your audio, video, both is audible, visible.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Those who have a problem in hearing the voice of the video, then please set your video and audio setting of Zoom. Thank you. So now, likewise, I am also putting a second video to just give you a more reflection that how it is building a. This is a quick video. Now, actually, when we think about layer by layer printing, how it is done. So the 3D printing technology, the first thing is whatever you imagine, you have to first design. Design in a softwares. You can design in any engineering softwares like Tinkercad, or there are many softwares we will discuss later on. But the first thing is to design that model in the software, and after that designing the software, then the next stage is to slice it. because when the whole object is to be designed, how printer will know that how to print. So to make a printer knowledgeable, or to guide the printer, there is a technology called as slicing software. So what is slicing software? Suppose you want to make a mug, then that mug has to be sliced into the, imaginarily sliced into the various 2D layers. So imagine that there are several 2D layers, and each layer is then printed on the another layer, and there how the whole object is printed. Now this is what the technology which change the whole world in a near future, and that is the technology which is to be digested. So after designing, there is a slicing. When the slicing is occur, it is known as G-code file, and this G-code file is ready to print, and it is then printed. So again, I am repeating this just for a sake of understanding that how this is building. See, the layer by layer, each layer is slicing on another layer. So this how the whole process is done in a 3D printing. Now, as you see, these are the four parts. First is the designing of the cup, then each layer of the cup is printed, and then the final cup is printed. Now, as I said, the design is to be uploaded, then you have to choose the material that what to print. Whether you print a glass material, whether you print a chocolate, whether you print a nylon, whether you print a gold, silver, paper, plastic, rubber, biomaterial, concrete, you can print anything. Only the thing is the printer is needed differently when you choose the material, different material, and then it will come out the object. Now, what is the significant difference between this additive manufacturing, that is called as 3D printing, and the subtractive manufacturing? So when you likewise in the slide, it is already shown that the object which is to be drilled, first of all, the solid object is to be taken and drilling is done, and then the final finished product is prepared, and there is a waste material. But that is called as subtractive manufacturing. In additive manufacturing, the material is to be taken and then it is printed layer by layer, and it is printed, the material is fallen only on the designed part. So there and there is no wastage. So that is what the significant advantage of the additive manufacturing. Now, what are the materials which are used at present in 3D printing? PLA, ABS, carbon fibers, plastic, wood, ceramic, metal, food, paper, fabric, concrete, biomaterial, any material can be used to print the object. Now the question is which industry is using. I'm just quick because actually I want to discuss more for the pharmaceutical and the healthcare. So I'm just giving you the overview of 3D printing for first 10-15 minutes, and then I will shift. So as far as the industry is concerned, the engineering industry, automotive industry, aerospace industry, pharmaceutical, medicine and the healthcare we will discuss. Food industry, cake can be printed, casting industry, mold industry, forging industry, plastic industry, jewelries. Now you can't imagine that in the Surat, even in Ahmedabad, there are the big giant jewelers are having 3D printers with them, because without 3D printer, they cannot make a design so fast. So that is what the implication in jewelry industry, footwear industry, civil industry, and many more. Now I'm just giving you the examples that how the what are the parts can you see all the parts can be printed in aerospace industry, in medical industry, in arts and design, jewelry industry like this, civil industry. Now you see I am giving you one video that will give you the idea how the house can be built by 3D printer. Now this is the sorry. this is how so I'm skipping this, but you will get the idea that how this 3D printing can be used in even to construct the house. Likewise, food industry, educational industry, and many more. Now, these are the softwares where you can design SolidWorks, CATIA, Creo, AutoCAD, Tinkercad, and many more. Now, this in that also, you think that can we do as a pharmacist? Can we design? Yes. You do not have to pay. Likewise, Tinkercad is open source software. So you can download in your computer from the open source and you start designing. It is like simple paint. Nobody taught you that how to operate paint. Likewise, it is a self-guided. You can directly do on a trial and error and you can design your own designing. There are the slicing softwares like a Cura. Cura is an open source software. So this Cura software can be used for slicing, so that G-code file is to be prepared, and that G-code file you can insert into the printer, and printer can print according to the G-code file. So this is what the brief introduction. Now I will start with the 3D printing in the pharmaceutical industry. Now you think that what is the conventional pharmaceutical industry? The conventional pharmaceutical industry is a mass production of a tablet, mass productions of a capsule, or like other dosage forms of a fixed dose. So there are, if we can think of a one batch, then there are 10 lakh tablets or 20 lakh tablets of paracetamol is manufactured at a one instance. And that is given to all the adults with a single dose of 500 mg of a paracetamol, irrespective of their age, weight, sex, race, and biologicals. That is biological system, or we can say the drug metabolism, or the enzymes which are responsible for drug metabolism in that particular patient. So we are ignoring all these things. It means that મારો કહેવાનો મતલબ એમ છે કે આપણે 500 મિલીગ્રામ ટેબ્લેટ કોઈ બે વ્યક્તિને તાવ આવે છે, એક લેડીઝ અને એક જેન્ટ્સ ને તાવ આવ્યો છે, એકનું વજન 45 કિલો છે, બીજાનું વજન છે એને 90 કિલો છે, અને આપણે બંનેને આપણે 500 મિલીગ્રામ ડ્રગ પ્રિસ્ક્રાઇબ કરીએ છીએ. So can we justify the dosage form? The 45 kg lady may be overdosing, and the 90 kg of a man may be underdosing. So for that, now that imprecise, erroneous medicine system has to be shifted to a precise medicine system. That we will discuss. Now, what is the significant contribution of 3D printing in pharmaceutical industry? 3D printing is not the technology which is just born or just invented. The 3D printing technology invented in 1980s. In 85, the first technology, SLA, that is stereolithography, was patented by Mr. Chuck Hull, who is the founder of 3D Systems Corporation. After that, there are 15 years that this technology has been extensively utilized in European and America in engineering. From 2000, that technology has penetrated into the healthcare industry. And in 2002, the first kidney miniature model has been created. And after that, after 2010, that experiment started with the pharmaceutical formulations. And why there is a need to discuss that application of 3D printing in pharmacy, because in that I can say the first FDA approved 3D printed drug is Spritam. The Spritam, that is levetiracetam, is an anti-epileptic drug, and that drug was first approved by US FDA. So now the world is open. They have an example of a market available 3D printed dosage form. Now, what are these? And the US FDA has already set the guidelines for medical devices in 2016. And at present, they are preparing the guideline for pharmaceuticals. So this is the right time to learn this technology for the pharmaceutical industry. Now, if we talk about the formulations, then the conventional technology is dry granulation, wet granulation for a tablet. Now, dry granulation and wet granulation, you all are knowing that in dry granulation, compaction, then the size reduction, then the granule preparation, taking the different sizes or the sizing of the granules, then the compression stage is there, tableting is done, then coating is done. So there are various steps. Likewise, in wet granulation, preparation of the wet granulation, drying, then following the same process. In direct compression, the material, the excipients and the drug is directly compressed. These are the normal technologies. What is 3D printing? It eliminates all these internal steps. Take the material and print the tablet. That's all. It eliminates all the steps. So there may be speed is also associated, but there are many challenges. But whenever there are challenges, there are opportunities. There are earning opportunities. There are career opportunities. So grab these opportunities. As I said, that the era is now come for a personalized medicine. And that is personalized medicine, that is called as polypills. This polypill, errorous medicines are always there. So likewise, if I am a heart patient, and I got the heart attack in 2017. Now in that, you see, when I got the heart attack, now I am taking many medicines per day, and there may be a probability that I skip a doses, or I may take a twice or a overdose. So these things to be eliminated, and that can be eliminated by the personalized medicine. So this personalized medicine is associated with the latest technologies. Now the US FDA already approved the pressure cuffs. These pressure cuffs are just we have to wear. Now the pressure cuffs has incorporated into the watch. So your 24/7 BP, pulse, that is diastolic, systolic, pulse, all can be recorded and measured. So your clinician may be retrospectively can collect the information. That is the advantage of the artificial intelligence, which is also incorporated. And this leads to the personalized medicine. Now, this is the concept you see in the slide. That is one printer where there are the different medicines. Like a person is the patient is heart patient, sorry, he having a heart disease, then he or she might take statins, ACE inhibitors, beta blockers, blood thinners like Coumadin or aspirin, and the supplements like a vitamin D and the other. So can we incorporate all these drugs with that specified doses in a single capsule with consideration of drug-drug and drug excipient interaction? The answer is yes. Now you see there are different color balls, and each color ball is stating each color ball or granules are called as micromates. These micromates are a 1 or a 2 milligram drug incorporated in a granules. Maybe a delayed release or maybe another immediate release, or that is depending upon the application of that drug. Now, if I am needed statin 15 milligram, AC inhibitor 10 milligram, beta blocker like atenolol 5 milligram or a 10 milligram, vitamin D 60,000 units or like a 10 or a 5,000 IU. So accordingly, I can just enter the value in the software, and printer will collect, the robotic arm of the printer will collect that granules and put into the capsule. And that capsule is ready to me, that is designed for me and manufactured for me. And that is the classical advantage of this 3D printing tablet or 3D printing capsule. 3D printing tablet is called as printlets and 3D printing capsules are called as caplets. Now this is the example. There is another way to design the 3D printed polypills. Likewise, and these are the reported articles. I am giving you this information from the research articles which are already published. So the ramipril, atenolol and pravastatin, they have been made a delayed release profile, and they are separated by a cellulose membrane, and the top layer is to be incorporated for an immediate release, and that is a aspirin or a hydrochlorothiazide drug. So 5 drugs have been incorporated into a single tablet which is printed. So that is the classical way of 3D printing polypills. Now you see what is the advantage of the polypills in comparison to the conventional tablets. So in this conventional way, we cannot manufacture the tablet. Any problem? Any problem, ma'am? Chitna ma'am? Okay. So by this way, you can design a tablet. Likewise, what you are seeing in the picture, like a hollow tablets or a compartmental tablets or a layer tablets in a different way or a different design tablets, this cannot be possible by the conventional technology. That can only be possible by 3D printing technology. So that is the greatest application of tablets having a different designs to solve the problems of dissolutions and disintegrations and many more related to the solubility. Now you see, even we develop a course, and I am proud to state here that with Anand Pharmacy College, we have conducted the course for 3D printing technology of a 10 days, 30 hours course, and only with a fee of 1,500 rupees, and they learn how to design this tablet and how to print this tablet. So that is this is only the example. So likewise, we can manufacture such kind of tablet, we can fabricate such kind of 3D printed tablets or printlets, where there are in between holes in the tablet, and that will give you the more surface area and improved dissolution rate. This is what I have already said, that US FDA approved Spritam, that is from Aprecia Pharmaceuticals, having a levetiracetam is the drug content which is used for anti-epileptic, and they specifically designed that doses. And the technology they patented is called as zip dose technology. Now this zip dose technology is based on the binder jetting. That I am coming that what is this technology is. Now as far as there are many 3D printing technology existing for different applications in the different industry. But when we talk about the pharmaceutical industry, then it can be categorized or it can be classified depending upon the mechanism, like a powder, if the powder is to be solidified, if the liquid is to be solidified, or there are semi-solid material which is to be printed. So depending upon the kind of mechanism involved, there are three categories. In powder solidification, there are techniques called as selective laser sintering or a drop on solid deposition. Likewise, in a liquid solidification, that liquid is to be printed, that is called as drop on drop deposition, and there is another technology called as stereolithography. Stereolithography is the first invented technology, and that can be used in the pharmaceutical industry, and you will find many articles that can be applicable to fabricate the dosage form tablet. Extrusion based technology is like a fused deposition modeling. We have seen the two videos. That videos are called as FDM technology. That is a fused deposition modeling. So that videos are nothing but this technology, fused deposition modeling, that is called as FDM technology, where only the disadvantage is the high temperature is to be incorporated, because there are the filaments, and that filament, I am coming to that. Likewise, see, just I classified preliminarily how this technology works. Just an overview. We do not have that much time that we can discuss these things in a detail, but I can speak hours and hours on these technologies. But due to the time limitation, we will restrict our discussion. The material, the first is, you see in the picture, there is a orange filament coming from the top. It is coming into the extrusion nozzle. This is the extrusion nozzle, and from the extrusion nozzle, that is operated in a high temperature, and then this melted filament is deposited, and it will gain the shape as per the design. And this is the technology, but the limitation is the high temperature. So thermolabile excipients or a drug cannot be used. But for that, there is another technology called a pressure assisted microsyringe technique. That is a PALM technology. So likewise, there are material jetting, binder jetting. In material jetting, the liquid is to be fallen, the material which is already incorporated into the liquid, and it is solidified on a print bed, and there how the printing is done. In binder jetting, the solid powder layer is there, and the binder is dropping from the top, and where the binder is dropped, it gets solidified. It makes the powder solidify, and there how the different shape tablet is prepared. See, in explanation, the mechanism is very simple, but there is a much more complexity in the instrumentation. Selective laser sintering is also the same. The powder layer is there, and from the top, the laser is focused, and where the laser is pointed, that part is solidified. So that is what the mechanism of selective laser sintering. In stereolithography, the polymer, liquid polymer is used, and UV light is focused from the top, and where the UV light is focused, it gets polymerized and it gets solidified. So this is what the technology is. I am not discussing in detail because there are many things to be discussed, and I have only 20 minutes left. So I will go according to the clock and the given time. So these are the, and if any one of you need references or articles, they can request me on my number, or they can approach the Anand Pharmacy College, and we combinedly give you the literature to study.
TNO is now using its expertise.
Now see this video. This video give you the idea of a binder jetting technology. It is already in practice in US, and this is the technology which differently patented by Aprecia Pharmaceuticals with the dosage form called Spritam. So see this video and get the things clear in your mind.
TNO is now using its expertise in additive manufacturing to advance knowledge about 3D medicine printing, a type of personalized medicine that can precisely optimize controlled release, enabling accurate dosing of an orally administered drug. TNO is working to address specific formulation challenges in oral dosing. We primarily use two types of 3D printing, powder bed printing and fused deposition modeling. These techniques offer new possibilities, like the ability to print tablets with specific release profiles, orally dissolving tablets that ensure fast absorption, biologic drugs with improved stability and efficacy, and small batches of specific and varied design formulations for use in clinical trials. But TNO isn't just printing tablets. We also develop the printers. Machines like our Print Valley printer can produce both small and large batches of tablets and can be customized specifically for your needs. So you not only get the technical advantages of 3D printing, but also the advantages of on-site cost-effective production. The US FDA has recently approved the first 3D printed drug for use. With this approval, the market is of 3D printed pharmaceuticals. TNO has already worked with a leading TNO.
So likewise, I can say that this company TNO is not only giving you the service supports and the formulation support, but they are also manufacturing the machines which are used for manufacturing the tablets. So it is not like that machines are not available. They are prototype, but still they are waiting for the US FDA guidelines to be published, so that accordingly they can plan and but by that time, at least we can start the research, so that when the guidelines are available, because we are the regulated market, so when the guideline is available, we are ready to launch. So this is what and many of our friends are retail pharmacists. અત્યારે જે retail pharmacists અહીંયા જોડાયેલા છે, this please know this technology. Why? Because this will change the whole concept of retail pharmacy. 10 વર્ષ પછીનો સિનારીઓ કંઈક અલગ હશે. અત્યારે તમારા મેડિકલ સ્ટોરમાં ઇન્ટાસની ને સનની ને આની બધી કંપનીઓની 50 ડ્રગ ફિક્સ ડોઝેસ કોમ્બિનેશનની છે. ભવિષ્ય એવું નથી. અત્યારે જેમ તમે 1 વર્ષની અંદર ડિજિટલાઇઝ થઈ ગયા, ઓનલાઈન ભણતા થઈ ગયા, બધું ઓનલાઈન મંગાવતા થઈ ગયા. લાઇકવાઇઝ પેશન્ટ can be consulted online by virtual medical consultation by the doctor. There are the technologies where all measurements can be done in home, can be transferred through a Wi-Fi, goes to the medical consultant or a physician or a clinician, data collected, analyzed, diagnosed, and depending upon that, prescription can be written electronically, and that prescription goes to the pharmacist, and pharmacist will print the individual medicine, personalized medicine, and supply it to the patient, either in a hospital or in a home. That will be the scenario, and this will be the concept of digital pharmacy in next 10 years. So be prepared for this technology. Likewise, what will be the ideal ये બદલાઈ જશે કે એક ડિજિટલ ફાર્મસીમાં એડમિનિસ્ટ્રેશન હશે, રિસીવ્ડ મટીરિયલ હશે, સોલિડ પ્રિપરેશન હશે, લિક્વિડ પ્રિપરેશન, સેમી સોલિડ પ્રિપરેશન, કંટ્રોલ રૂમ, વેરહાઉસ, consultation room, this all will be there, and this will be the ideal digital pharmacy layout. So this is what the brief about the 3D printing in pharmacy. Let us discuss the 3D printing in the healthcare system, and you will be surprised that what happened. And this is not only the healthcare concept can be implemented to the hospitals, even in the pharmaceutical industry, in the discovery segment also. In likewise, અત્યારે આપણે શું છે, ડ્રગ કેવી રીતે શોધાય છે, કે ડ્રગ પેલા સિન્થેસાઇઝ કરી, લીડ કમ્પાઉન્ડ સિન્થેસાઇઝ કર્યા, ઓપ્ટિમાઇઝ કર્યા, ઓપ્ટિમાઇઝેશન પછી પેટ્રી ડીશ અથવા તો સેલ કલ્ચર્સ બનાવ્યા, અને સેલ કલ્ચર્સમાં પ્રિલિમિનરી સ્ક્રીનિંગ કર્યું, એ પછી પ્રી ક્લિનિકલ ટ્રાયલ્સ આપણે કર્યા, માઇસ, રેટ, ગિની પીગ, રેબિટ, ડોગ, monkeys, and then there may be the probability to go to the human trial. હવે આ જે ફેઝ છે સિન્થેસિસ થી પ્રીક્લિનિકલ ટ્રાયલ થી હ્યુમન ટ્રાયલ સુધી પહોંચવાનું, do you know what amount is to be expensed? Nearly $200 million per one compound. $200 million. અને એક ડ્રગ ને સિન્થેસિસ થી માર્કેટ સુધી પહોંચતા, as you know, 8 to 12 years, and it costs $2 to 3 billion. $2 to 3 billion એટલે 14,000 થી 21,000 કરોડ રૂપિયા એક દવાના ઇન્વેન્શન પાછળ, અને 8 થી 12 વર્ષનો સમય. And this why the healthcare industry is too costly. Can we think of experimenting directly on the human being? The answer is no, but the method says yes. How? This is the way to go with. 3D printing in biological in healthcare system is applied to the bioprinting of the tissues and organs, dosage form design. We have already discussed personalized medicine, complex drug release, customized implants can be done, prosthetics can be prepared, an anatomical model and the surgical guides can be done. Now that we will discuss briefly in 10 minutes. This is how the bioprinting is to be done. તમે પહેલી સ્લાઇડમાં જોશો તો બાયોપ્રિન્ટિંગ મશીન છે, બીજી સ્લાઇડમાં તમને કલર લાઇન્સ જોવા મળે છે. These are the bio inks. Now our tissue is made up of many types of cells, different types of cells. So each type of cell can be incorporated into the bio ink. Then with the scaffold that can be printed into the 3D printer. And likewise in the picture, the bioprinting is to be done of the tracheal tube, airway tube. And airway tube અત્યારે કંપોઝ થઈ રહી છે. એ એરવે ટ્યુબ નીચેના પિક્ચરમાં તમે જોશો તો એરવે ટ્યુબ તૈયાર થાય પછી એને પેટ્રી ડીશમાં મૂકવામાં આવે છે. Petri disma, there are the food nutrients and the other supplements to support the growth of the cells. Then it is to be kept in a culture incubators, and culture incubator will provide the surrounding environment, temperature, moisture, and all this required to grow. And you will see that પહેલા દિવસે તમે જે પ્રિન્ટ કર્યું છે એમાં ગ્રીન ડોટ્સ દેખાય છે, એ સેલ્સ છે કે સ્કેટર્ડ સેલ્સ હશે. પાંચમા દિવસ કે સાતમા દિવસે you will find that cell will get the intercommunication and they will develop the tissue. Likewise, that tissue is then grow in a culture incubator, and you will get ready the human tissue for experiment. Now, how will you do experiment? Likewise, what you have done with the guinea pig tissue or a rat tissue. એવી રીતે human tissue માં તમે histamine પહેલા inject કરો, and you will see the contraction, and then you try for your smooth muscle relaxant or asthmatic drug, and you see that what extent of relaxation is to be done. So you will get directly the human trial that will eliminate all the preclinical aspects. And that is what the miracle in the pharmaceutical industry for the discovery. And not only that, you can also replace the defected part in a hospital during surgery. So that is also possible. At present, the soft tissues have already been in a practice, like a ear or a nose, where there is less complexity in terms of circulation system and the nervous system. But yes, the days are not far. આજથી 15 કે 20 વર્ષ પછી તમે પોતે તમારું હાર્ટ, કિડની, લંગ્સ, લીવર ટ્રાન્સપ્લાન્ટ તમારા સેલમાંથી કરી શકશો. And you will see that what is the implication of 3D bioprinters in our life. At present, it has already been started. Likewise, I can say in 2019, the Israel scientists developed the human heart from the human tissues in a prototype working. Okay, it is not actually the heart which is to be transplanted, but they succeeded to impart that complexity of the nervous systems and the circulation system. So see the development. Likewise, you will see the 3D printed prosthetics. I will skip these things. આપણે જોઈએ કે આપણા ઘરમાં જ મમ્મી અને પપ્પા બેને જો ઢાંકણીનું ઓપરેશન, પગની ઢાંકણીનું ઓપરેશન કરવાનું હોય, એકનું વજન હોય 90 કિલો અને બીજાનું વજન હોય 60 કિલો, અને બંનેની જ્યોમેટ્રી જુદી જુદી હોય. હવે એક જ ડોક્ટરથી ઓપરેશન કરાયું હોય તો એ બંનેની કમ્પ્લેન, એક જણની કમ્પ્લેન હોય કે મને સક્સેસફુલ ના થયું, મને તો હજી પેઇન છે. Reason is not doctor or not the operation procedure. The reason is size and the actual fitting of a knee replacement implants. એટલે કે કસ્ટમાઇઝ તમે તમારા ધારો કે ની છે એને અહીંયાથી હું સ્કેન કરું છું, સ્કેન ધીસ અને design that implant suitable for that patient only and implant it. That is what the success ratio of the implants. And 3D printing, you can print anything. You can print a titanium implants. You see, so you have seen in the video that now the plaster will be obsolete. હમણાં મમતા દીદીએ પ્લાસ્ટર કરાયું, પગ ભાગ્યો તો. પ્લાસ્ટરની જરૂર જ નથી. તમે પ્લાસ્ટર કર્યા પછી પણ તમે સ્નાન કરી શકો. That is what the updation of the technology. Now there is another wing. see for this હું તમને એક બતાવું. અરે I forgot to place this. Okay, see, if the complex surgery is to be done, એક કોમ્પ્લેક્સ સર્જરી કરવાની છે, મગજમાં બ્રેઇન ટ્યુમરનું ઓપરેશન છે, 5 ડોક્ટરથી કરવાનું છે, સીટી સ્કેનની ઇમેજ તમારી પાસે છે. બધા જ ડોક્ટરનું પરસેપ્શન જુદું હોય. એ જ્યારે ઓપરેશન ટેબલ ઉપર ઓપરેશન સ્ટાર્ટ કરે ત્યારે અંદર ખબર પડે કે અંદર શું છે. કેન વી ડુ રિહર્સલ of the same operation before actually doing? The answer is yes. And there the pharmacist can play a key role. You can take this opportunity to develop this kind of skill. અને જો તમને એમ હોય કે હું ના કરી શકું, તો જો મારા જેવો નોન ટેકનિકલ, એટલે ટેકનોલોજી હું કઈ એટલો એડવાન્સ ટેકનોલોજી લાઇક માઇન્ડેડ નથી, છતાં પણ જો હું આ ટેકનોલોજી શીખી શકતો હોઉં 1 વર્ષની અંદર અંદર, તો તમે તો યંગ જનરેશન છો, તમે તો ચોક્કસ કરી શકો. એટલે હું એટલો બુઢો નથી, પણ એટલીસ્ટ મારો કહેવાનો મતલબ એમ છે કે ઇફ આઈ કેન ડુ, એનીબડી કેન ડુ. તો એ વસ્તુ શું છે કે તમે પિક્ચરમાં જુઓ છો કે સીટી સ્કેનની ઇમેજીસને પછી ક્લબ કરી, સીટી સ્કેનની ઇમેજ 2 ડાયમેન્શનલ હોય છે. તમે પણ સીટી સ્કેન કોઈ બતાવે જુઓ તો કંઈ ખબર ના પડે કે એકચ્યુઅલી કયો પાર્ટ છે, ક્યાં ટિશ્યુ છે, ક્યાં બોન છે, ક્યાં શું છે, ક્યાં નર્વસ સિસ્ટમ છે. યુ કેન નોટ જજ. There are the softwares we have that is called as D2P software, that is called as DICOM to print software. ये softwares आखा 3D printing, 3D models बनावे. They will also predict where are the tissues, what tissues attached to the defected part which is to be removed, nervous system, and they can make the 3D model. You can wear the VR virtual reality goggles and you can see, you can haptic, there is a haptic devices where you can feel it. You can really do the separation out of the operation theater to have an experience, and that will reduce the time of operation more than 50% to a 25%. Now see, જે ઓપરેશન્સ, કોમ્પ્લિકેટેડ ઓપરેશન્સ યુએસમાં 93 કલાકમાં પ્રપોઝ કરેલા ને એ 23 કલાકમાં થયેલા. એનેસ્થેસિયા રિડ્યુસ થાય, કોમ્પ્લેક્સિટી રિડ્યુસ થાય, attention reduce થાય. See the success ratio of the surgeries. So by this way you can print the 3D models, you can print the surgical models so that the doctors can practice on it, doctors can plan the surgery, and this is what the miracle. Likewise, artificial intelligence is also majorly incorporated. I have also discussed the artificial intelligence use in the drug discovery. Here also there are the chips which can be placed and your vital organs parameters can be 24/7 recorded, and from the retrospective data the clinician can adjust your dose. Even with the consideration of pharmacogenomics, you can also analyze what effect of your drug with your genome. So that is what the classical advantage is. I am just giving you one software click at a last, and then I will conclude. There is a 1 minute left, but I will take 2-3 minutes more to make you aware that how, see, at present we are knowing the 2 concepts in the pharmaceutical industry, in vivo and in vitro. Now the third parameter is in silico. Now what is this in silico? I am just giving you the clip of 2 minutes that will give you the correct vision of an in silico experiment, and US FDA already started making guidelines for in silico. Likewise, in vivo, in vitro, bioequivalence, bioavailability, PK, PD concept. There is a much more than that is called as in silico. So please see that.
Why is medical innovation never fast enough? Why is healthcare so expensive? Why are lives being lost? The answers aren't easy, and the stakes are literally life and death. We can't take risks with patient safety, and getting regulatory approval requires years and years of testing. And for many, that wait is simply too long. We need a technology shift, a revolution in how treatment is brought to market. At ANSYS, we are helping engineers use simulation to create virtual human laboratories. Medical device and pharma companies can now complement in vitro and in vivo testing and conduct in silico tests in a virtual setting, providing remarkable insights, allowing innovative treatments to be safely used on entire target populations despite human variability. Simulation also brings an incredible opportunity for a significant reduction in both the cost and time required by the regulatory process in achieving FDA approval. For many of the questions plaguing healthcare, simulation is the simple and promising answer. For those companies adopting in silico clinical trials, the results are impressive. Why?
So I am concluding because I have a very less time available with me. So see, in a one day we cannot make the people well-versed, and but this is only my little approach to make you aware about the latest advantages and the applications of new emerging technologies. And this is my small attempt to justify my title in this 2 days refresher course, pharmacy refresher course. And I'm very thankful to Anand Pharmacy College, Dr. Tejal Gandhi, Mrs. Jyotsna Ben, and the staff members and the coordinators. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Madam,
Yes, yes, sir.
11:30 પૂરું કર્યું છે.
Thank you, sir, for
Thank you, sir.
completing within a time. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation, giving your valuable time and sharing your knowledge about the 3D printing and its future also. From my side, I want to say, sir, session is very interactive and enriching our participants.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, one question from our participants, that how can we make biologicals like monoclonal antibodies by this 3D printing? Is it useful for
See, this technology is a different technology. So once any see, monoclonal antibody preparation is a different technique. But if you want to use that monoclonal antibodies to prepare a drug formulation or to prepare a different structural design aspects of biotechnology, then yes. Likewise, you can prepare tissues, you can prepare drug medicines, you can prepare a target drug delivery systems. So in that, if that is associated with the monoclonal antibodies, it is fine. But monoclonal antibody preparation is something different approach of microbiology and biotechnology.
Yes, sir. Sir, another question is there any technology for inhaled insulin therapy?
Insulin therapy is having a different technology, that is protein-based technology. At present, this technology is very few manufacturer is having this technology because of the stability aspect of the proteins associated with the insulin. But 3D printing is not applicable to that technology.
Okay, sir. And last question is, can you explain something about targeted therapeutics?
Yeah. So in terms of 3D printing technology or the targeted drug delivery system, that is a different topic. But yes, if you talk about the applications of 3D printing technology in targeted drug delivery system, the application, I can say yes, that is possible. Why? Because see, there are 2-3 approach. One approach is completely synthetic. That is, the dosage form design should be such that the release pattern can be done in that way, and it can be implanted. So likewise, હું તમને એમ કહું કે there is a second approach કે biological skin can be prepared by 3D printing, and that skin has an incorporation of a drug, and that skin can be implanted to the patient for a target drug delivery system. So that is also possible. So the drug skin can be incorporated, drug can be incorporated into the skin, which is made up by the 3D printing, and that can be implanted in the patient. That is possible. So by that way, you can approach this 3D printing technology concept in targeted drug delivery system.
Thank you very much, sir. I hope all the participants have enriched about this 3D printing and its future. Let's switch over to our second session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So I am
Yes, sir.
I'm
You
stopping
can.
sharing. Just wait a minute.
Yes. So our second speaker